My name is Claire. I'm 19. I'm studying commerce and law. Yeah.
And one thing that I want to encourage you guys with today is, I don't want our defaults to be a constant fear that we feel.
I'm not exactly sure when I actually received Christ into my life, but something that's kind of plagued me, or attitudes that have prevented me from ever going to him fully, I think, is just how my worth was always externally determined by other people, and just I guess needing validation and love from other people, and just searching for that rather than I guess searching for God. And so I think always felt really insecure about my desirability, my worthiness for love, and just whether anybody would ever love me. And I kind of joke about it because I feel that's kind of universally felt, we're all kind of craving for someone, or just anyone to give us the affection that we actually really want, but it can never be really expressed because it's kind of embarrassing, or you think everyone else has already received this kind of affection and they don't actually need anything. But I think everyone feels it, so yeah, it's kind of weird. But yeah, I think most recently coming into uni and just being isolated in coronavirus pandemic situation as well, I think it felt even more lonelier, and I really just wanted someone to kind of give me solace and give me company. And obviously I couldn't really find that in anyone in particular. And it's not I didn't have friends, it's not I didn't have family that loved me, but I think there was always just a feeling of something missing, and that something missing, I would try and find it and search it in people. Yeah, so recently I went on a retreat somewhere, and actually, to give context before that, that was a period of just feeling really stagnant and stuck, and just my life is never going to move past this point of nothingness. I think it's not that it was particularly bad, and it's not I've ever experienced life events that were traumatic or just bad. On the whole, on the surface, my life is amazing, and probably I know that it just comes from very privileged background, I guess, and so there's nothing that has ever really impacted me so deeply. But I think in just that period in time, I just felt so stuck, and I was going nowhere. And then I went on this retreat, and it was a worship, and everyone was just it was a really good time. And then someone just asked me if they could pray for me, and that they had received something from God, and they weren't sure who to direct it towards, but they just wanted to share it with me. And I was yeah, sure. But the first thing that they said, and I still remember it so clearly, was that what other people say about you, what other people think of you, doesn't matter. Only what God says, what God thinks, matters. And what God thinks of you is that you are his beloved child of God. He loves you so much, and that is more than enough. And that just broke me. It was I don't all of that I knew, all of that was in my head knowledge, but it was that moment when I don't know, I think God finally broke through. He was waiting to use that moment, and it really felt like that because it was such a sudden change. Literally only God could have done that, in the sense that he just turned things around, and that conviction just really just changed my relationship with God. It just made this dusty book, the Bible, living word. It made this almost fictitious relationship with God into a real personal one. And I think in that moment it was a massive pivot, turning point, just because of how everything just sunk in. I did not need the validation or the affection or love of other people. It was my identity as a child of God that gave me identity, not the validation of other people. So yeah, that really just broke me, and still remembering it to this day is kind of crazy, just how intense it was, in a sense. And yeah, it was seriously just all God. I think it goes back to that God's love and God's grace in providing that moment. Only he could have done it. It's not yeah all God. Yes.